The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Filmjitsu, the podcast that wields films like deadly weapons. We are your hosts. I am Mike.
And I am Jay.
On this week's episode of Filmjitsu, Jason had to, I guess, ruin his holiday with, and I'm taking a deep breath here, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure?
Ho, ho, ho.
Question mark. We're also going to do our bottom 5 spin-offs, play a little bit of Dueling Double Bill, and then Jason will assign me the final film of the Filmjitsu year. But before all that, Jay, let's go ahead and roll the trailer for National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure.
I don't even know if there'd be a trailer. It's a TV movie.
Fascinating, Professor. Tell me, they're playing tic-tac-toe and the chimpanzee appears to be winning.
The monkey is smarter. He ain't that smart. He just pretending to read.
The monkey bit you, and you took a Christmas vacation.
I think this is exciting. A Christmas vacation in the South Seas.
Uncle Nick!
What are you doing here?
Merry Christmas. I came here to die.
Oh, gee, Uncle Nick. We're all taking off on a all-expense-paid Christmas vacation. Audrey's coming with us.
Catherine, Cousin Eddie, I'm gonna kill myself. Merry Christmas!
You folks sure are treating us in style.
Do you know how to run a boat?
I'm willing to try.
Here we are on a desert island, who knows where.
Well, every year we celebrate the things that we're most thankful for.
Well, that's a real good idea, Mookie Nookie. An island Christmas. This is the way you folks show your apologies. That monkey can bite my ass every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Well, Jason, if there isn't a trailer to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure, certainly you will create one. So congratulations if that's what you've done to get us to where we are. Where to start with this film, I guess, is that sometimes when you make a threat, you have to mean it. Mm-hmm. And this movie has come up a couple of times with you and I on the show. And so it seemed like it was finally just time to pay the bill.
I guess. I don't recall it ever coming up. So this is hilarious to me. You have very vivid memories that I don't share. So when you came up with this, I'm like, is he making this up? Because I've never heard of it.
Really?
Yes. I didn't know what it was. And then you told me about it. And I'm like, this is real. And it is. It's real. It was a TV movie and it showed on NBC.
I do have to say, I genuinely didn't know it was a made-for-television film. I thought it was a direct-to-video situation. I had no idea it was in the television first.
Pretty much everything that you and I might have liked about something like Christmas Vacation or even European Vacation or even Vacation is absent from this movie. And it's not just because Beverly D'Angelo isn't here and, of course, Chevy Chase isn't here, but gone too are any comedic sensibilities or any heartwarming nostalgia for the holiday. Instead, we just get Randy Quaid's Cousin Eddie. After being fired from his job at a U.S. nuclear lab for being dumber than a chimp, despondent Cousin Eddie tries to get his job back from his boss, who's played by Fred Willard, who I assume the filmmakers had blackmail material on for being involved here.
Even Fred Willard doesn't save the day?
He is Fred Willard. Hunter, he's the station manager from Anchorman all over again. Same exact thing that you would expect.
Yeah.
While groveling for his job back, Eddie disses the chimp that has gotten his job and ends up being bitten in the ass. And to avoid a lawsuit, Willard's character sends Eddie on a company-sponsored Christmas vacation to make up for the loss of his job, etc.
Right.
The family now consisting only of their son Third, who is named Third because he's Clark the third.
Okay.
So he's named after Catherine's sister's husband.
Right.
Who is the second Clark.
Her brother-in-law.
This is the kind of insane math that we have to do to get this character.
This is a spin-off of a spin-off. Even the kid is a spin-off.
The kid is a spin-off. So there's third. And then for some reason, the Johnsons, which include Catherine, the wife, same actress, Miriam Flynn, plays her as well from both, I think, Vacation and Christmas Vacation. Yep. They've all been house sitting for Audrey Griswold.
Okay.
Yeah, who's now a grown adult.
Right.
Audrey comes home and it's revealed that her boyfriend dumped her. And so the family decides to bring Audrey along with them on this holiday vacation. And then randomly Ed Asner shows up as this like crotchety Uncle Nick.
Yeah.
He literally just walks in, knocks on the door and says, "Can I come in?" And they're like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I came here to die." And he like comes in, he says his wife cheated on him, and then he's joining him. And that now Uncle Nick is coming too. So you've got this motley crew. Now, what's interesting about Audrey being here is Audrey is played by Dana Barron, who was the first Audrey in Vacation.
They got her back.
The only time that has ever happened where one of the kids is played by the same actor. So upon reaching this island, these hapless heroes are shown around by a ludicrously hot research assistant played by Lee Sung-hai. This is your Nicolette Scorsese for this film. And oh my God, does the camera linger on her. Like, it is ridiculous. And the kid is constantly ogling this woman.
Right.
And at one point later in the movie, both Ed Asner and the kid are spying on her while she's showering in the lagoon on the island.
The kid and Uncle Nick or whoever he is?
Not together, but they see each other. It looks like each one of them were going to rub one out and then caught each other.
That's awkward.
And they each like pull a Homer Simpson going back into the woods, But after some shenanigans ensue on a boat, they end up crashed Gilligan's Island style. And then before you know it, it just forgets what story it was telling completely. Christmas goes out the window. It starts throwing sketches pretty much at the screen. You got a wild boar attack. Eddie builds a house out of coconuts and palm trees, and he almost earns respect from his hateful little genius. And it's weird. Like, the kid's really, really smart, and he just calls his dad a loser the entire time. It's interesting. And then Cousin Audrey, of course, inexplicably, who's part of this film, falls in love with an Australian pilot. That's more or less the film. We can talk about specifics, but really, honestly, Jesus God, Mike, this is such a goddamn mess.
It's such a bad idea. And here's why. I think that Cousin Eddie is maybe the funniest part of the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation film.
Yep.
Because he's supposed to be annoying. You get him in these small, really potent doses, and he's annoying Clark.
Right.
When he's the lead character, the only people left to annoy are the audience. And I cannot imagine feature-length Cousin Eddie. It's too much.
His one-note stupidity becomes so exhausting. And the movie proves that he's a spice, not a main dish.
He's kind of a Bugs Bunny character, right?
He is.
That's what he is.
But you'd never go full Bugs Bunny.
Right.
And here he went full Bugs Bunny.
I'm sorry, Eddie. We just got this directive from Washington, and they're cutting costs. We've been ordered to cut our study group by half.
So, from now on, we're only working till noon?
No, Eddie. I'm afraid this is between you and Roy. One of you has to go.
Gee, Roy, that's a tough break. But don't worry. You'll land on your feet.
It's not Roy we're letting go, Eddie. It's you.
Well, why don't you fire him? What has he got that I ain't got?
His brainwaves register more distinctly than yours.
Which one's mine?
The one labeled Eddie.
Oh.
The balance that Randy Quaid strikes in something like Christmas Vacation, where you can't believe that he's that stupid, but you can swallow it. You're like, yeah. Remember how at one point they say, every time Catherine turns on the microwave,
Right.
I piss myself and forget my name. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
It's
Yes.
like
It's a great line in that movie.
it is. It's a great line. But when you turn that into a gag and he tries to act it out, it just doesn't work. Nothing he's doing script-wise really works. The only things that work are the character quirks that he pulls up, the little like that kind of stuff that he does. But when they drop the line bingo, it's like, come on, like, don't do it. And so there's a whole lot of that. Now, what's funny is there are moments that are so excruciatingly bad that it actually turns into almost like a performance art. There is this insane thing that happens at Audrey's house where Eddie decides to take a bath and he's turning on the spigots and whatever, and the water comes out of the handles and starts pouring out like an absolute shut off all the water in the house kind of situation, right? But of course, he's Eddie. After he notices all of this, there's a lap dissolve and he's getting into the tub. So it's basically like maybe a minute later after he's discovered that these things are broken. And then he's getting into the tub. This is the kind of editing and the weirdness that you run into. So he's sitting in the tub and it's a really long shot of him like reacting. And the shot's on his face and he's reacting and he's reacting. And then all of a sudden the toilet just starts like a fountain.
For no reason.
Shooting. And it's behind his shoulder in the shot. And I'm like, why the fuck is this shot 15 seconds long? You only needed like 3 of this, right? But this is just a gargantuan Las Vegas style Bellagio fountain that's just coming out of this thing. Catherine comes in with a giant wrench. Don't know where she got it from. She's drenched, soaked. The kid says third is the only rational one. He's like, I'm going to call the 24-hour plumber. Somehow the kid and Eddie switch, and Eddie ends up being the one on the phone while the kid's trying to help Catherine get the water under control. This scene goes on for 5 minutes. Wow. There is so much water. At one point, Catherine, exhausted, walks out of the bathroom behind Eddie, then comes back with a bucket. And then there's just a fire hose shooting at the bucket. It's insane. And then it goes on to Eddie. He's talking to a voicemail and he goes, well, Merry Christmas. And then it just fades away and it goes to the next scene. And you think, okay, well, this is a cartoon. This is what it is. It's just going to be goofy. When Audrey comes home, there's no mention of any of this with Audrey. Nothing, right? Nobody talks about the entire flooded upstairs of the house, right? So they leave for their vacation and they're getting fucking Snots is back, by the way, the dog. Just
Snots.
Farting up a storm endlessly, not even burping. They get into a cab, the dog farts, everybody's like, oh, and then the cab drives away and you see the house, and all of a sudden out of every one of the top floor windows comes shooting out water. Like a practical effect that would have cost thousands of dollars to pull off.
Wow.
I'm like, what is the point of this water gag? Like, I do not get it.
Somebody was really committed to that idea.
This movie's so bad that they actually brought back Eric Idle, the character from European Vacation.
Whoa.
Yeah. They do a callback to him. Miserably unfunny.
That's the pull quote right there. Miserably unfunny.
Yeah, that is the pull quote.
I have to think that part of that also rests with like Randy Quaid is a very different guy now than Randy Quaid was when Christmas Vacation came out. He's become, let's just say, he's probably got more than one red hat in the closet. And that has kind of given him a pissy edge that makes him not sort of like affably harmless, but now as an older boomer aged cousin Eddie, it's almost like he's dumb enough to be dangerous now. Whereas before he wasn't.
Right, yeah.
It's probably not a connection that anybody but me made, but I have to wonder about this version of Cousin Eddie in the year 2003. What happened, I think, on kind of either side of this was Larry the Cable Guy. These early 2000s, this big, dumb Larry the Cable Guy redneck comic persona was everywhere. And I have to wonder how much of that kind of like dumb, redneck, arrogant nonsense bled over into Randy Quaid's comedy.
Eddie is Homer Simpson to the point where he works at a nuclear reactor company or whatever the hell it is. But it's so derivative. Mm-hmm. There's not a moment where you feel like you're not watching an episode of Gilligan's Island. Okay. Like by the time they land on the island, you're like, oh, okay, we're here now.
Hey, I got another surprise for us here. A little homemade home concoction that my daddy used to make. Only he had a still and sold it to the neighbors, but he kept it going through the lean times until he got caught and wound up doing 3 to 5. But here's a little taste for everybody.
Okay. All right.
Whether it's Randy Quaid's just endless mugging, or it's Miriam Flynn as Catherine trying desperately to do something other than a reaction shot, or it's Jake Thomas who's playing third, rolling his eyes for the 5 millionth time. When you write a script as shockingly awful as this script by Maddie Simmons, who actually was producer on many a National Lampoon film, including Animal House.
Oh.
This guy was damn near 80 years old when he made this movie. And holy hell, this screenplay is just lazy. It's juvenile. It's so shockingly unfunny that it's hard to believe that this guy could have been connected to anything other than one of his other writing credits, which is Baby Huey's Great Easter Adventure.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to take notes for the springtime.
What's really fun about that is it's directed by Flounder from Animal House, Stephen Furst.
Stephen Furst?
And
No
Stephen
way.
Furst shows up in this movie as a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very Filmmaker 101. The director is a guy named Nick Mark.
Yeah.
And I know.
I looked at Nick Mark here, the creative mind behind one episode of Dark Angel and twice as many episodes of Arliss.
Yeah, I know.
This guy has done one episode of everything.
Everything.
But they never call him back, and I think that's very telling.
It's just a money grab, and that's pretty much all that National Lampoon kind of became in the early 2000s. This thing landed pretty much right at the point where that brand became a rubber stamp for kind of shitty sex comedies that were things like National Lampoon Senior Trip or Dorm Days, Gold Diggers, Adam and Eve, and Barely Legal. I don't know why, but they all of a sudden they started like mixing National Lampoons with like porn mags.
Thank you, but no thank you.
This was actually probably one of the more pure efforts of that time, if you really think about it. But it is just kind of pathetic all the way around. And if were it not for Lee Sung-hai and the ridiculous male gaze of director Nick Mark, I would say there's nothing really to recommend here whatsoever.
Well, that's honestly what I was going for, because this is Filmjitsu and we're in December, right? You only have so many Christmas movies in the tank in any given holiday season, because either you've hit your own personal limit or you've run out of time. And so to be able to take a chunk of that season from you in the spirit of our podcast and make you waste it on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure.
Right. Yeah.
It feels like I've done my job here.
You did it. You did it. The sad part really is there's no real Christmas here. The only time that you really ever get a flavor of Christmas is on the soundtrack. For some reason, all of these shenanigans play out with like light jingly Christmas orchestrations.
It's not even like Christmas in Hawaii sort of thing where there's like Santa hats on the palm trees and stuff.
No. Makakaliki Makai. I think they tried to name Lee Sung-hai's character that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's not good.
This is kind of racist. This is where Filmjitsu lives, brother. This is where it lives.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mike, before we get into this week's list, let's take a moment to honor the true spirit of Christmas. Corporate desperation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure is far from the only time a studio looked at a beloved hit and said, we'll take the brand recognition and leave everything else behind. So what we're doing here tonight is proving that the law of diminishing returns is more unforgiving than having to scratch Snot's belly. And with all that said, what was your approach and what is your number 5?
It turns out I should have thought through this bottom 5 a little bit better. I thought that spinoffs would be easy. But once I got into it, it turns out that the difference between spinoffs and sequels and remakes and ripoffs was actually kind of tough to parse for me.
It is.
I'm not sure that I came up with a solid definition or that my list is intellectually consistent in any way, but this is Filmjitsu and none of that's required to proceed with unearned confidence. So let's just dive right in and see how it works out. It's a very loose interpretation of what a spinoff might be, but I think I got it right here in number 5. Okay. My number 5 is at the back of my list because it might be a bit unpopular for me to put it here. I'm going with Grease 2.
Huh, interesting. I can see that being a spinoff and not a sequel.
It certainly is to me. It's about the whole original gang of Rydell High is gone, and now it's just like cousin Michael, and now it's his adventure.
Yeah, right.
I know that this movie has become a bit of a cult classic. It's become important in queer cinema circles with its high camp and the queer coding of the cool writer persona and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's why I have it at 5, because I know there's sort of a lot of love for this movie.
Yeah, but here's it's a terrible, terrible movie, Mike.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad.
So bad.
Right? It's bad. And I get that it's supposed to be so bad it's good, but I'm not buying it. Reinterpret, reconsider, reinvent all you want. A shitty movie is a shitty movie. Yes, it's called Grease 2, but it isn't a sequel. It really is a spinoff. You could argue that Michelle Pfeiffer, I think, is an upgrade from Olivia Newton-John. We can all agree that Maxwell Caulfield is no Danny Zuko. and so even Rex Manning himself couldn't save this movie. It's just bad, and that's why it's my number 5.
Yeah, that makes sense. I always think of my ex-wife who absolutely loves Adrian Zemed, who is in Grease 2. And was also in Bachelor Party and stuff. And this guy, she just had the hots for that guy. I don't know what it is. She ended up with me. Probably poor woman. Anyway, I'm going to go with my number 5 being Ace Ventura Jr. Pet Detective from 2009.
From the people that gave you Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, comes
Ace Ventura Jr., Pet Detective.
Oh my God.
What?
It's happening.
Like father, like son.
That's not normal.
Ace?
Find the scent.
It can smell your fear.
And follow the chase.
Come to me, my jungle friends!
Look for Ace Ventura Jr. Pet Detective.
Alrighty then.
The problem here starts at the DNA level, Mike. Ace Ventura is Jim Carrey, right? Trying to do Ace Ventura without Jim Carrey is like trying to do Rocky without Stallone, except worse, because Carrey's physicality was the entire point. So instead, production company Morgan Creek drafted Josh Flitter, a kid best known for playing the funny, chubby friend in mid-2000s family films like Nancy Drew and The Greatest Game Ever Played. And they instructed this kid to impersonate Carrey's every tick.
That's awful. It's awful.
It might possibly be the most high-risk child performance since they made Macaulay Culkin shave.
Jay, I'm probably just the right age that I would have been in like 7th, 8th-ish grade when Ace Ventura came out. So I would have been living in the absolute thick, like in the trenches of junior high kids doing nonstop Ace Ventura impressions.
And you know that's not ready for prime time.
No, nobody should do that and have it be recorded. Thankfully, this was pre-internet, so my junior high Ace Ventura impressions are just lost to time, thankfully. but this person made a movie out of it on purpose.
It was directed by David Mikey Evans. Jim Carrey doesn't appear but in archival footage and like in framed photos.
Oh no.
With mythic whispers like he's Bigfoot. Like this incredibly, I mentioned David Mickey Evans as director because this is the guy that made The Sandlot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So one really great movie and this. Man, good God. The film's main function seems to be keeping the IP on life support until the next merchandising cycle. So that's a solid number 5 on my list. And I did stick with a very common theme in all of mine. It's sort of Grease 2-ish.
Okay.
Kind of a sequel, but really not.
Sure.
Like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, my number 4, superhero films are prime spin-off territory. And I'd be shocked if this was our only entry. But at number 4, I'm going with the impossibly not a Razzie winner, Elektra from 2005, starring Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
And of course, spun off from Ben Affleck's Daredevil film from 2003. I checked and rechecked. I couldn't believe this thing had not won Razzies. It was the lowest grossing movie with a Marvel character in it since Howard the Duck. So it's got that going for it. The movie is what happens when contractual obligations become produced films. And Jennifer Garner was not shy about that on the press tour for this movie, which didn't help matter. She was really open about the fact that she was under contract to have to make this movie.
Wow.
At the time, the world wasn't ready for superheroes from deep off the Marvel bench the way it was for, say, like Guardians of the Galaxy a decade-ish later.
A much, much better film, though.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. No one gave a shit about this movie. Not the lead actress, not the studio that gave it a bargain basement budget, not Roger Ebert, who gave it 1.5 stars and called it a muddle in search of a rationale. The whole thing is just an unserious doofus of a movie, and that's why it's my number 4.
Yeah. Madam Web somehow on Rotten Tomatoes has a lower rating than only Fantastic Four and Elektra. Like those are the So 2015's Fantastic Four and Jennifer Garner's Elektra, and the only thing that's worse in the whole Marvel universe for Rotten Tomatoes is Madam Web.
I still haven't seen it, so there we go.
Which was one of my picks from last year's Jitsus. So my number 4 is Home Alone 3 from 1997. So if you remember this one, incredibly, this film was written and produced by John Hughes.
Unbelievable.
It's such an obvious, I'll take the check, thanks, please. Like that's it. His new lead was Alex D. Linz, who had just come off of One Fine Day with Michelle Pfeiffer and George Clooney. And he proved he could act opposite real movie stars. But unfortunately here he's acting opposite a squad of European terrorists, including Oleg Krupa, who usually plays like these morally conflicted scientists in like prestige pictures, and Haviland Morris, who once danced through 16 Candles.
Wow.
A preteen Scarlett Johansson shows up as the annoyed older sister, registering the kind of existential dread only a child who knows she deserves a better script can project. Director Raja Gosnell, who was the editor of Home Alone 1 and 2, tries to conjure Hughes's old magic with slapstick, but without Macaulay Culkin or Joe Pesci or Daniel Stern. The result feels less like a film and more like a theme park stunt show that was filmed on like a lunch break.
So did it just happen again? Is that what it is? There's no connection whatsoever to the McAllisters or any of that. It done happened again to a different kid.
But with terrorists this time.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Gotta up the game
Obviously.
a little bit with that.
Rozgniotę cię jak karalucha. Gdzie jest dysk? Give me the chip.
It doesn't belong to you. It's not yours.
The chip, son. Give me the chip.
That's not your gun. This is your gun.
Sometimes a movie spawns a sequel. Occasionally, although I'm finding maybe less often than I thought, it spawns a spin-off. And on the rarest of occasions, Jay, a movie launches an entire cinematic universe. That's what James Wan's The Conjuring did.
Ooh.
It spun off into 9 loosely connected films. Things were conjured, Annabelles were created, and nuns, I assume, are on the run. And there is where we find my number 3 spinoff, The Nun.
God damn, that's such a good pick.
It's
I'm
a
so jealous.
spin-off of the demon character from The Conjuring 2.
Valak.
Holy how is that for spinning off, right? That's how far we are.
But it was a neat character in The Conjuring 2. It's just
you absolutely can't be this one thing in a cinematic universe, and that is boring as fuck. So boring. And this movie is absolute blur of a horror movie.
It's so true.
I couldn't keep my eyes open for anything.
I couldn't either.
Not even a nun doing full frontal. Can you imagine a movie being so dull that even a nun doing full frontal can't pep it up? That's how bad this thing was.
There's a nun doing full frontal in this movie?
I think there's full frontal nun.
I got to try watching this again. I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch this movie.
I honest to God didn't finish it. I fell asleep at least that many times and didn't finish it. I was like, nope, that's it.
Wow. I love that we have that same impression of that movie. I'm mortified that didn't make my list.
Wow. Okay.
If I had my druthers, I would have put that at my number 1. Because that's how much I hated that movie. Mm-hmm. And I really like the Conjuring universe. So that's a really good pairing with Christmas Vacation. No one's going to have a better pick than that. Not even you for your next 2. There's no way. So
we'll see.
My number 3, and I went deep for this, back to 1985. Ewoks, The Battle for Endor. This remains one of the strangest Star Wars artifacts because of its cast alone, right? First, you have Wilford Brimley, who's in full angrily eating oatmeal on a Sunday morning mode. He's playing a hermit who lives on Endor for reasons we just never know why. Brimley has openly admitted that he disliked working on this movie, which only enhances the performance. He stomps through scenes like a man who would rather be fighting insurance fraud, which, he later did in commercials. Meanwhile, Warwick Davis, returning as Wicket, is trying his heroic best to act opposite a traumatized child in a script that keeps killing every new character it introduces. Lucas personally produced this, possibly because he wanted something his young daughter, Amanda, to enjoy. Supporting villain roles are filled by a rotating cast of TV character actors who seem shocked to find themselves in a Star Wars production.
Like one of those 80s variety hour things where all the kind of B-list celebrities of the day show up in small roles and things.
We could have gone Star Wars Holiday Special. I almost went there. This is actually a worse movie because it's a sequel to another Ewoks spinoff movie. And that movie has the same lead character, but she's with her family. And then in the first act of this movie, that family is murdered outright. This is just full on trauma for people our age who just were not ready at all to see what they had planned here. This movie does boast some pretty impressive cinematography from Isidore Mankovsky, who shot the Muppet movie and gives the film this visual elegance that it just doesn't deserve, which really has this bizarre effect of creating a beautiful children's massacre. That's
as best you can, I suppose.
As best you can. You got to put your best light on it. So there you are. Ewoks, The Battle for Endor. Don't watch it. Don't let your kids watch it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you don't. Just don't.
Well,
any of the spinoffs. It's funny because even the cartoons get a lot of noise. Droids and Ewoks were the 2 cartoons that came out in the 80s. And in fact, Droids, interestingly, has a banger of a theme song that was composed by Stuart Copeland of The Police.
I wouldn't care, but it's a dangerous affair, 'cause I'm in trouble again. Trouble again.
I loved Droids personally. I thought that was a great show. Ewoks was okay. These TV movies about the Ewoks were fucking garbage.
Well, my number 2, I love when the spinoff is super distant from the original reference point. I want the spinoff to be as far removed from the main thrust of the original story as possible. So my number
For this
2
list, yes.
Yes. My number 2 follows the groupie of the boyfriend of the girlfriend of the guy friend from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm talking about Get Him to the Greek.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Truly the Cousin Eddie's Island adventure of the Forgetting Sarah Marshall films. Russell Brand plays obnoxious rock star Aldous Snow, and Jonah Hill returns to the role of Matthew the waiter, now turned record company intern. I defy you, sir, to find something more spun off in cinema history than Matthew the waiter. But here he is in Get Him to the Greek.
I don't know if they ever gave Brosnan Pinchot a full movie, which they almost did with Beverly Hills Cop 3. Let's be real.
All right. Well, in this one here, just like we talked about with Cousin Eddie, because the title character is fucking annoying in small doses, why not just mega dose your audience with the most annoying thing from another movie? Russell Brand as Aldous Snow is just so gratingly self-satisfied that you just like to hold his head under the water until the bubbles stop. That's pretty much where you are with this guy. It's a genuinely unpleasant experience watching this film. And that's why it got the silver medal on my list.
That's a good one. I think I've only seen pieces of it. It didn't even occur to me. It didn't even, I forgot about that whole, there was like a series of movies. Isn't that This Is 40 is connected to Sarah Marshall?
I think, This Is 40, I think is connected to Knocked Up.
Knocked Up. Oh, okay. I thought they were all the same thing.
They kind of are.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to 2006's I'll Always Knew What You Did Last Summer, which is my number 2.
Uh-huh.
This is the third kind of sequel where the only returning cast member is the fisherman's hook. Everyone else has fled. Jennifer Love Hewitt, gone. Freddie Prinze Jr., safely nowhere near this. Even Muse Watson, who played the original fisherman, is replaced here by a stunt performer because the movie turns the killer into an actual ghost, presumably to cut down on the makeup hours. Instead, we get future CW alums. We get Brooke Nevin from the 4400. We get Tori DeVito, Pretty Little Liars and Chicago Med. And we get David Petco, who would later appear in Final Destination 5, making him a connoisseur of mid-budget death. This is directed by Sylvain White, who later made the extremely underrated The Losers.
Oh.
Here, just saddled with a micro budget and a cast hired mostly for their availability during spring break. And the script by Michael D. Weiss, who wrote Hostel 3. Yeah. It seems to have been written on a dare. Yeah. So just watching these actors struggle with lines like, the fisherman's back and he knows, is like watching theater kids forced to rehearse during a fire drill. Just terrible. Direct-to-video nonsense. Has nothing to do. It's skipped. That newer movie that came out last year, I think it was.
back to the original.
The original. They just retconned those other sequels.
Yeah.
They're requel, right.
You have to love it when the movie turns to real ghosts. That's when you know you've turned a corner in your franchise. You're like, okay, but what if the ghosts were real this time? Well, my number 1 does not have ghosts, but it is equally as terrifying as any ghost you've ever seen because it seems like we've been on a collision course for us to both have this movie on our list. I'll be amazed if it doesn't happen, but it probably should have. I'm talking about Catwoman from 2004, starring Halle Berry.
I just don't understand why these didn't occur to me.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of these.
This might be the purest form of spinoff. The villain from a movie a decade earlier gets her own movie and it tanks. Classic spinoff move right there. Catwoman, way to go. One of the worst reviewed films ever. 4-time Razzie winner, including Best Picture. Congratulations for that. And previous Filmjitsu episode on the initial run of the show. Catwoman lacks it all. It's this spiraling vortex of a movie that just sucks up anything that isn't terrible and destroys it, leaving behind only, I guess, Catwoman. Really. And if all those bona fides don't satisfy you, maybe this will. It's directed by a dude named Pitoff. Just Pitoff. Yeah. Second unit director for Alien Resurrection. Pitoff.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean,
it almost killed Halle Berry's career. In a lot of ways, it kind of did. She really hasn't done anything of substance since then. Which is a shame because she spent decades fighting for recognition. Then she had this powerhouse performance in Monsters Ball, and then she Catwoman.
I can't believe I trusted you. You're a fake.
And what are you, a hero? A thief? A freak? If you don't have an identity, why keep it a secret?
Because you killed me.
I agree with you, Mike. I think that poor Halle Berry basically terminates her career. I think she's slowly been building back as best she can. And I recently saw her in Never Let Go from 2024, which is a kind of a gothic-y horror film from director Alexander Aja.
Yep.
Who also did Crawl and most notably the film High Tension, was part of that French New Wave horror movement there. So, I think that she's on her way back, but it's really unfortunate. And she's had some stumbles along the way, like Moonfall. So I don't know why these superhero ones didn't occur to me. They just didn't. I went kind of deeper with movies that fell far from their origin source material.
Right.
My number one is that same kind of thing. And that is, I'm just going to go with two of them, but there are actually three sequels to Jarhead, Sam Mendes's film with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
There are three sequels to Jarhead.
Did you see them though?
Oh, no. I've never seen them. No, I've never watched these. I can't believe they exist is the point, right?
I gotcha. Okay.
No. I did not sit through any of these movies because I sat through Jarhead.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a pretty compelling film, honestly. I thought it was pretty good. But I can't understand Jarhead 2, Field of Fire, or Jarhead 3, The Siege. You got this original Jarhead movie. It's kind of a prestige film about existential military ennui. And then its sequels are like what happens when Universal 1440 fires up the action franchise generator and hits randomize. And the cast lists alone tell the story, right? Josh Kelly, who's mostly known for something called Unreal in being in excellent shape. Cole Hauser. Years before Yellowstone, doing his gruff GI for hire thing. Bokeem Woodbine, a legitimately fantastic actor who elevates everything, but not this. And Stephen fucking Lang, who must have shown up between Avatar fittings to do his part. And then Jarhead 3, you got Scott Adkins, who's like the patron saint of direct-to-TV action cinema. And then Charlie Weber, who is fresh off of How to Get Away with Murder. And fucking Dennis Haysbert, the Allstate guy, president from 24.
Allstate, yeah.
President of Allstate. He's lending his gravitas because his voice alone is like a special effect. The movies are designed purely to ride the international appeal of uniforms and explosions with zero thematic connection to the Mendes-Gyllenhaal film.
This is just like jingoistic military action nonsense. It's like Jarhead played Dueling Double Bill with itself. It was like, I don't know, The Siege is what we got at the end. And what was this other one? I don't know, the ultimate confrontation. I don't know. It just sounds like pay-per-view wrestling events.
Fire.
Yeah, Splatterween or whatever.
It's like if someone made Manchester by the Sea 2 and turned it into a drone strike thriller starring Randy Orton.
I'd watch it. That's it.
Right there. Man. Oh my God. How do you do that? How do you take a prestige film from a director like Sam Mendes? That I'm surprised they haven't taken like 1917 and made like 1918, 1919. And they're all
the Fear Street franchise, but with the founding fathers. Oh boy.
What a bottom five. Ugh.
Well, we made it somehow. If there's a spinoff that we forgot, maybe you saw Bumblebee. I wasn't going to do it. If there's one that we didn't talk about that you want to point out to us, please drop us a line, jay@filmjitsu.net, mike@filmjitsu.net. Let us know, reach out to us. We want to hear from you because certainly cinema has given us a lot of these, like an embarrassing Minions amount of these things. And we couldn't get to all of them. So if you have one that is a particular favorite of yours, drop us a line and let us know.
I liked Bumblebee.
Cool.
Mike, it's that time in the show where we once again play Dueling Double Bills, where we are presented with 2 randomly generated titles, and we have to pair our own randomly generated titles from our brains with those to make the best possible double bill that we can, the double feature that we can. In this case, I'm expecting that they're either going to be spinoffs or Christmas. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and generate our first film, and it is going to be... Yikes. Oh my God. Okay. We're going to go with 2005's The Ice Harvest, which is... We're going to just bring down the whole thing now with the drama and pathos.
The Ice Harvest. On every Goodwill DVD shelf you've ever seen, a copy of The Ice Harvest.
A copy of The Ice Harvest. A forlorn-looking Sigourney Weaver.
Right next to a copy of Queen Latifah in that Taxi movie. That's always... And Fever Pitch. There's like 100 copies of Fever Pitch on the shelf, along with The Ice Harvest.
That's right.
Okay. So the Ice Harvest.
I'm actually thinking of the wrong movie, right? The Ice Harvest is
John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton.
Mm-hmm. Right. Do you know that it's directed by Harold Ramis?
I absolutely did not know.
What the hell?
I had no idea.
Jesus.
I had no idea.
The Ice Harvest. Man, I saw that once, maybe forever ago. Randy Quaid, if I'm not mistaken. He's in there somewhere, isn't he?
No, I don't think so. I think Mike Starr I think it's the guy who's not Randy Quaid.
Oh, that's
I think
not
Mike
Randy
Starr
Quaid, but it's sort
one.
of Randy Quaid-ish. So Mike Starr.
Yeah, the gas man.
He's the guy from...
He's the
gas
man.
Man.
All right, so we got The Ice Harvest. I think it's a holiday heist movie. I don't know, something about guys at a bar. I don't know that I know it, but
should I just go full Oliver Platt and just... No, I'm not going to do it. All right.
Platathon.
Platathon. All 5 people that would come, they'd all be related to him. All right. And our next Dueling Double Bill picture is... Oh, it can't be. I think you guys covered this on the first show, didn't you? No, you couldn't have. I'm not thinking of the right movie, am I? Hold on.
I don't know.
Is this really?
You haven't told me.
The Rise of the Guardians? The Rise of the Guardians. Oh, The Rise of the Guardians. I saw this.
Wait, is that different than the Guardians of Gahul?
Guardians of Gahul. It's not that. It's not the Guardians of Gahul. No, okay. No. This is a animated film for kids that stars like a lot of good voice talent, like Hugh Jackman, Alec Baldwin, Isla Fisher. It's got like Jack Frost in it. It's got a jacked Santa Claus. It's probably related to the one that was in Violent Night. David Harbour played. Yeah, exactly. It is about like a bunch of like the Easter Bunny and all this stuff. They've got to all band together trying to protect the innocence of children throughout the world, apparently, is the thing. So I would say this is an interesting double bill unto itself.
That's a good point.
We've got holiday crime, and then we've got supernatural imaginary friends, if you will. I'm trying to think of what did you do with this? I think there's really only one good one to go with The Ice Harvest when I think about it. I was thinking of The Ice Storm. That's what I was thinking of when it first came up. I'm thinking like, oh God, like, what are we going to do with that?
I don't know what The Rise of the Guardians is.
It's a good family film. It's fun. You know, it's not terribly memorable. I don't really recall the main.
Is this a DreamWorks thing?
Yeah, it definitely has a DreamWorks vibe all over it.
I am ready with the caveat that I need to ask for a special dispensation.
Okay.
One of my pairings is perhaps a bit non-traditional. You might even say not in the spirit of the game, but I feel really solid about it. And so I'd like to go with it and see if you'll just permit me. We'll see. I'm taking a real big swing here.
I'm still trying to come up with my second one. Give me a second. Yeah, I think I actually came up with it. No, I can't do that. I don't feel real good about my second one. I think I nailed the first one so hard that there's no way I'm going to lose. There's no way.
I'm not feeling super fantastic about my first pick.
Okay, so what is your first pick?
I decided that we're going to go with a John Cusack stuck in a small town feature here.
Oh,
And we're going to pair the Ice Harvest with Gross Point Blank.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
And that would draw.
It'll bring people in, especially, early Christmas time of year. It's a safe pick.
Yeah, it's wicked safe.
I think you come for Gross Point Blank. You might stay for the Ice Harvest.
Maybe.
That's how I'm doing it. A little holiday caper.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went straight holiday caper with both of these movies. It's this sort of sarcastic Christmas noir night, The Ice Harvest, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I almost did that. It was on the tip of my tongue. I almost went that way.
Why didn't you do it? It's a perfect way to go.
I liked the John Cusack connection.
You like that better than these two? They're very similar movies. They
are similar.
The holiday theme. They've got but they're slightly different. You got the Shane Black, and then I don't know.
It's solid. I almost went with it.
I'm surprised.
I almost went with it.
I'm surprised.
Okay. So you're feeling confident. I'm not feeling super confident about the first pick. What did you decide to pair with Rise of the Guardians, which is not about owls? I recently found out.
I went for the Mythic Santa Showdown double bill, and I sort of tipped my hand immediately. Violent Night and Rise of the Guardians. Two radically different takes on Santa Claus as an action hero. In Violent Night, you get David Harbour. I think he was like a Viking in these beer-soaked
Santa Viking.
And then in Rise of the Guardians, Alec Baldwin does the voice, and he's like this tattooed, dual-sabered Santa.
But doesn't he just sound like the Boss Baby the whole time?
But he fights nightmares.
Oh.
So he's fighting nightmares. He's saving kids, So I think that there's something about this violent, edgy, crazy second bill. And then you get the first one, which is like for kids, or whatever. And I just think that there could be some fun there to be had.
The problem with this dueling double bill is that they have dueled themselves both into oblivion, because nobody that comes out for one is staying for the other one.
Is going to stay for the
other.
other.
The kids will come see the thing that isn't the owls, and their parents will get them fuck out of it, or vice versa. But there's no way somebody's staying for both of those things. Who would do that?
Oh.
Well, do you want to hear my pick?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Good. So my pairing for Rise of the Guardians, I require a special consideration.
Okay.
Because I've done a little something non-traditional here. It's not two movies paired with each other.
Oh.
What I would like to do instead is take two films and combine them into one experience at the theater. This would be the Rankin and Bass Rise of the Guardians, where we take Rise of the Guardians, this DreamWorks animated adventure thing, but we do it in the Rankin and Bass animation style for a perfect blending of these two Christmas things. This zany superhero story, but done in Rankin and Bass claymation form.
Herky-jerky, claymation-y
like
sort
Rudolph
of
the
like
Red-Nosed
Frosty the
Reindeer.
Snowman.
That's right.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you were thinking of more the Rankin and Bass later with the rotoscoping and the Ralph Bakshi stuff like that. I was like, what are you doing? I know you hate that. Yeah. Great.
No.
I think that's super cool.
Yeah. I think it was like exactly the same movie, but done in this very different style.
I mean, it's not a dueling double bill, but it's
It is though. That's exactly the thing. Is like I've paired these two movies, but instead of playing one after the other, I've combined them into one experience.
Fuse them?
Yes.
That is quite a departure, my friend.
I think it's pretty neat. I don't know about at your house, but at my house, these movies have always been part of our holiday traditions.
For sure.
Rudolph and Jack Frost and Frosty the Snowman.
It's almost
and all
like,
of those.
why didn't they make the movie that way?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's
like if they made it that way, everybody would have loved it. But they didn't. So you're course correcting is what you're doing.
I think I am.
All right. Well, I'm going to give it to you because no one's going to go see Violent Night and Rise of the Guardians of Rule.
They are not. They are not. But I will give you Kiss Kiss Bang Bang because it really was like 1A on my list, and I was just too, I think, drawn in by the Cusackness of Ice Harvest and Grosse Pointe.
Trap.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll split once again. Still at the dead heat, Mike. We decided off air that if we are at a dead heat at the end of all this, which is possible, we would let people decide which of the Dueling Double Bills that we've constructed we would have to watch each. Because we've decided that both of us, if we come to a draw, instead of neither of us having to watch something, we both have to watch something. And that is going to be chosen by our loyal listeners. So be ready for that. I'm still hoping that one or the other of us have to watch something, not both of us.
I'll trip over my shoelaces at the goal line. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. You got it.
It'll be you. You'll take it on the chin. Mike, my friend, I survived Christmas Vacation 2, a movie with less Christmas spirit than Die Hard. And because this thing barely captured anything remotely related to the holiday, I'm gunning for us to continue this Yuletide showdown by giving you something merry and bright and vulgar. Starring Liam Neeson, Hugh Grant, Keira Knightley, Alan Rickman, Bill Nighy, and the Emma Thompson.
You finally did it to me.
You're going to get ho-ho hooked on the movie that began all of the A-list holiday-themed rubbish like Gary Marshall's holiday trilogy of New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, and Mother's Day. That's right, Mike. Your next film is finally Love Actually. Yes, the movie that is technically 9 subplots in a trench coat pretending to be a single film. The movie that contains more questionable family dynamics than an entire season of prestige television. The movie that will make you laugh, cry, and deeply question your own taste, often within the span of the same scene. You're going to love some of it. You're going to hate some of it. And you're going to hate yourself for loving the parts that you love. And that's the true meaning of Christmas, isn't it?
It's sort of, it seems to be exactly what Christmas is all about, is loving and hating things simultaneously. I have gone so many years not watching this movie, almost because I hadn't. It was like, well, now I'm not going to. It became a thing. My wife is going to be so happy that I have to watch this now. What you've done is you've programmed a date night for me and my wife. And I hope that you're prepared for what seems like the possibility of a real Mamma Mia situation, which is where you give me a movie that you actually love.
Yes.
And I just end up loving it too. So I don't know if this
could happen.
Are you doing a kindness post necromantic? Is that what this is?
Slightly. It's also holiday related. And I also really, really love Love Actually. And I want to talk about it with someone.
Okay. So, I want to be that guy for you.
It is universally both loved and loathed.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of good fodder here for us and our idiot podcast.
Well, speaking of fodder, then what is the bottom 5?
Well, since Love Actually is basically a cinematic advent calendar, open one door, out spills another barely connected storyline. Our bottom 5 will be bottom 5 subplots.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you just, everybody, I want you to wrap your presents. I want you to pour your eggnog and prepare your heart for Colin Firth learning Portuguese in record time, Keira Knightley being stalked in 4:3 aspect ratio, young love sprinting through Heathrow, and Hugh Grant dancing like no one's watching except literally everyone. Mike, Merry Christmas. Love Actually is going to be our next episode of the show.
Oh, Merry Christmas, buddy. Thanks. You got me exactly what I wanted.
Well, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to everyone. We'll see you a few days before Christmas with our Love Actually show. But until then, we have been your hosts. I am Jay.
And I am Mike.
And we'll see you next time. Oh, you bastard. How am I going to clean this? Oh, my God.
Hey, you really did spring a leak there, huh?
I I did a spit take, a full mouthful of cherry Coke all over everything in this room. Oh my God, Mike. Oh, this is a disaster. What happened? Oh no. It's all over the wall. That's what she said. No, all right, wait.